Hello, and welcome to today's video, where I'm going to start off by saying this was supposed to be something entirely different. However, that footage got deleted by accident by me, because that's the kind of bullshit that happens. Um, so, the video that I was supposed to put up this week was supposed to be a fun little update video, and then next week was supposed to be a video about Soup Swap and me making the soup for Soup Swap. However, all of that footage got deleted and I can't get it back. So, instead, we're gonna do this, where I am not nearly as put together as I was in the video that was supposed to be put up this week, but it is what it is. So, I'm gonna start off by. This is going to be my little story time series, by the way. This story time will be New Orleans, my trip to New Orleans. The next one will be my trip to Disneyland. Then I'm gonna do a apartment situation video, because there's a whole story as to why I am still here and not in an apartment like I was going to be. Then there's going to be a roommate from hell video, and those are going to be the 4 big story times. 2 very happy fun ones, and one midline one, and one that is about an absolute nightmare that happened. So here's this video. This is my trip to New Orleans. So yeah, let's see. Let me see. Want to give a proper storyline about these. So, trip to New Orleans was actually last January, not this January, but January of 2020, 14th, which was a long flight with a very long layover. We got there that night, and we just crashed. We got an Airbnb, crashed there for the night, for all of the nights, and when we got up the next morning, there was a cat trying to get our attention from the outside. This was the Airbnb owner's cat. So the way it worked was, it was like 2 levels, and the bottom level was where the Airbnb was, and then the top level was where they lived, and they have a cat named Kylo. Kylo is a very pretty boy, and we had a lot of fun just like hanging out with him. He was super sweet, super affectionate. And then we started exploring around. So we walked around town, we saw all these different buildings, took pictures of them all, because it's a very historical city. And we thought it all looked super cool, because we live in one of the newer cities in the US, so it's not nearly as like agriculturally significant. Not agricultural, architectural. The architecture here isn't nearly as interesting as it is there. So we had a lot of fun looking around, saw the different churches. But while we were doing that, we stopped in front of this, what was a house. It was an empty lot, just a plot of grass with a gate around it. It had a sign saying what the house was. I don't remember what it was, but we were like, oh, what happened here? I was there with my Girl Scout troop. We were like, what happened here? And a man, his wife, and his grandchild approached us, and he was like, oh, it burned down in a fire. It was really bad. Really bad tragedy. Very sad for the people that own the place and all of that. So it was super, super sad, super unfortunate. We talked to him for like maybe 5 minutes max. At one point, he was like, oh, where are you guys from? We told him where we were from. And just a disclaimer, not a super diverse population where I am, mostly white people and Mexicans. But we do have, um, you know, other races here other than white people. And when we told him where we were from, he was like, oh, so there are no black people there. Sir, what? What? Very much there are black people here. What are you talking? What? Um, so we like said goodbye to him, and then we were like, oh man, that poor child is going to turn out probably just as twisted as that guy is. Hopefully he like, by the time he grows up, he's able to like make his own informed decisions. But like, oh my goodness. Oh man, that was interesting. Um, and they were also white. I don't know. I don't know what people are on to make them think that. Anyways, he gave us a warning about one side of the town, the city being like super dangerous, not to go there, and we didn't. Not because we were like, oh, this man's word is law, but because we're like, we're not gonna. We're all ladies. We're not gonna get ourselves killed. So we were supposed to go airboating that day after looking at all of this really cool architecture. Um, but we ended up not doing that because it was really bad weather and airboating was out of the question. So instead, we just went and ate at a place right next to the airboating place. They had really good food. I tried their gumbo, and I think one of the leaders tried the jambalaya. Most of it, we all just got like small little appetizer type things, and it was like plenty to fill us. We took, I think the next day, we took one of those cool trolleys, one of those cool little trolleys for like 2 blocks. So let's see. Yeah, we took a trolley for a couple of blocks, then took the bus the rest of the way to go on a brunch cruise. It was a brunch and jazz cruise. We stopped by some souvenir shops as well. Walked around, yeah, walked around some more. Saw like the huge church. Was that? Yeah, that was the next day. Took some pictures in front of it. It was super cool. Yeah, There's some fun pictures in here. Hold on. Yeah, so we did that. Walked around, got souvenirs. I got actually one of these pictures on my wall. All the way over there. There. Got that. In one of the shops. It was really cool, so I got it. Because I love art. Don't know if it's hard to tell. Anyways, we went through, then went through town, got souvenirs, then went onto the cruise. Or I think we went onto the cruise first before we started buying No, we had some souvenirs with us. So we went on the cruise, had salad, had gumbo, had really amazing food. I actually got a really good picture of my plate. I got like literally everything on my plate. So there were mods with like a nice gravy. So good. Creamed spinach. They had a really good creamed spinach. Of course, some mixed potatoes, some sausage, French toast, a croissant, and I think a quiche. It was really hard to tell. It was not a great texture. I didn't like it. Then we got two desserts. Got a pudding, a bread pudding, and a banana ice cream. I did not get a picture of the banana ice cream. They were both so good. So good. Looked around the ship, listened to the music. Then that night we went on a... Okay, where the fuck was I at? Okay, let's see. The night tour. So it was a ghost, vampires, and witches tour. Super fun and interesting. Told us all kinds of stories. It started while it was still a little bit bright out. It was completely dark by the end of it. It's really cool. If you ever go there, I would recommend doing that. A lot of graphic stories. But yeah, super cool, super interesting. I'm not going to tell them all here because they're really fun and you should experience them for yourself. We went and we got beignets from Cafe de Monde, and they were really good. And then the next day we went on a hop on, hop off bus tour. Went and saw a whole bunch of things. We went to the Mardi Gras world and looked around there. It was super cool and interesting. Sat on this giant chair, which was super cool and fun. Got a free king cake slice. And in mine was actually the little baby. So I won. But yeah, we looked around all over the place. It was super cool and interesting. We had a really fun time there. They had all kinds of different characters. And yeah, it was super fun. Let's see. We went back to the airboating place the next day, which was like our last day. We left on our flight home that afternoon. So in the morning, we went back to the airboating place, airboated for a bit. That was really fun. Didn't see any gators. Oh my god, why am I so fucking red? But it was super fun. We had a lot of fun there. Then we went to Scout Island. Did shit at Scout Island. No, we just stopped by Scout Island. I'm a liar. Anyways, we did that. Then we drove to the airport and left. At which point I also took a picture of a restaurant name because I thought it was funny. Because it's Mofo. And then we left. And yeah, that concluded our trip. Woo! Super fun. Really short video. Um, 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 um. Yeah. So that was the trip. I went with my Girl Scout troop. It was super fun. We enjoyed doing it. And I might go there again when I'm actually of legal age and can go do shit around there. But until then, I think I'm gonna go explore other places when I can. So yeah, have a good rest of your day and see you around. Bye.